As a pianist, a voice coach, and longtime accompanist, I have a lot to say about music preparation. When I show up to play piano for auditions, there is nothing that fills me more with dread than music that is a mess. In this video, I'm going to take my 25 plus years of experience as a professional pianist, accompanist, audition pianist, and music preparer, and I'm going to show you exactly the steps you need to take to make sure that your audition book is in tip-top shape. Not only is this going to help you to feel more confident, but it might even help you get the gig. So as an accompanist, it's my job to make you sound your best. The only problem is it's nearly impossible to do that unless your music is prepared properly. So if your music is a total disaster, there's really not a lot I can do to help you. It's really not hard to prepare music, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. It just takes a little bit of organization and preparation. I'm going to share with you 5 simple rules that you just have to follow. You have to do this. Number 1 is your sheet music must be clear and easy to read. Rule 2 is that your cuts and markings must be marked properly. Number 3, you need to have a tempo marking. So it needs to say quarter note equals 126. So we have some kind of a framework to know what your tempo is. Rule number 4, and there's no other way to put this, page turns are the devil. Do not make me turn a page if I don't have to. And rule number 5, glare-free plastic sheets are necessary. There is nothing worse than a glare, or worse yet, having to try to deal with music that's falling out of the binder. All right, so now I'm going to help you to get your audition book organized, okay? You being organized from the get-go is going to make your life so much easier, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. The first thing that you need to do is get a clean copy of the music, all right? Now, so many singers, and I know you're guilty of this, have old photocopies of music in their book, which they got from a class or a voice teacher. I mean, come on, we've seen them. The sides of them are blackened, there's blurry bits, all right? You can't have this. That does not belong in your audition book. It is crucial that you purchase a clean copy, okay, preferably in a PDF download version to avoid those dark spots, the blurry bits, all right? It's a very, very important thing that you do, all right? You also want to make sure that you're buying a proper piano vocal score. So there need to be 3 lines in total. The top line is your melody, so is the singing part, and the bottom 2 lines are the piano score. You want to make sure that it has an original accompaniment of the song, especially if this is music theater. You need to make sure it has an original accompaniment and that it's not just a piano reduction. So a lot of times if you go to Sheet Music Direct or any of those websites where they have sheet music, is you can make a mistake and accidentally buy a piano reduction, which is not what you want. You don't want the piano playing your melody and then a simple accompaniment. You need it to be the full original accompaniment for music theater. Now, this is where you get organized. You need to make 4 copies of your music. I know, it sounds crazy, 4 copies, but here's why you need 4 copies. 1 copy is your copy. This is the copy of the music that you are going to keep and use in your coachings, your workshops. It's stuff that you write notes on. So you take your binder to your voice lesson or your coaching and you have your own clean copy, which you do not put in a plastic sheet, okay? Because you're gonna pencil markings, you're gonna have like diction things, acting cues, all kinds of stuff in there. All right. Copy number 2, you're going to turn into your 16 bar cut, which you're going to put in a no glare plastic sheet. Okay. So you need a 16 bar cut. 3rd copy you need to have is a 32 bar cut. All right. Also in a no glare plastic sheet. Now, the reason that you need the 16 bar and the 32 bar is some auditions require a short cut and some require a longer cut. And so you want to make sure you have both of those available to you right away. Now, your 4th copy is going to be a clean copy that you file away in case you need to change your cuts. Do not skimp on this one. You will want to have a folder somewhere that has all of the songs in your rep that you have a clean, perfect, untouched copy of, so that you can go back in case you decide you need another cut. You need to do a long form version of it. You're going to be working with a new pianist. You want to make sure you have that available to you. Now, the next question is, how do you choose your cut? All right. Every audition cut should be the part of the song that shows off as much of your vocal range and acting skills as possible. All right. Now, a lot of time your best cut will take place near the end of the song, since that's usually where your money note is. But again, it completely depends on the song. So you want to make sure that you have an introduction to get you started. It's usually 4 or 8 counts. Sometimes if the song is really fast, it might be slightly longer than that, but that's approximately how much you will do. The purpose of the introduction is so that you can get your first note and also get into the right tempo with your accompanist. Remember, you have to start at the same time. That's very hard to do. So if the pianist plays a little bit more in advance, that's a good way to go. Generally, the introduction is about 2 measures before your cut in the music. Now, my colleagues who are Broadway casting directors tell me that the 16 bar cut doesn't have to be strictly 16 bars, okay? They're not going to go and count to see. So if your cut is a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, it's fine, as long as you only sing for about 30 seconds. In the same respect, the 32 bar cut really means about 60 seconds of singing, and they're not going to count measures. Again, just time yourself and make sure that you're keeping it about the 1 minute mark for a 32 bar cut. So you've got your music, you know where your cut is. Now you have to prepare your music. There's 2 ways that you can do this, and I'm going to show you the old-fashioned way. I like to do it the old-fashioned way with scissors and glue. And so what you're going to do is figure out where your cut is, and you're going to take scissors and cut it. And you're going to want to organize it so that it fits on a sheet of paper. And please remember our 4th rule, which is page turns are the devil. If you've got a 16 or 32 bar cut in your music, you will not have a page turn. Do not make me turn the page. I don't want to turn the page. It's important to remember that whenever I turn the page, that means one of my 2 hands is lifting off the piano for a minute. And you can ask yourself, is that what you want me to be doing while you're auditioning? You can also take a similar protocol if you want to throw this into Photoshop or even Canva to prepare your music, and you can do your cuts as you go. Just make sure that you check it out so that when it prints out, it's very, very easy to read. I'm going to show you how you can do this on Canva. What I did is I turned my PDF into a JPEG, and then I'm going to make them go up to the right size. So I'm going to fill the page with them. And then I can just do the cuts that I want. Scoot this down like that so you can see everything. I can zip it up, and then what I'm going to do for the first page, I'm just going to crop this out so I have the nice clean title on it like that. And I'll take my cut and put it up here. Now, how do you mark up your music? You have to put the tempo marking at the top. This is going to give us a quick clue as to what to expect, especially if it's a piece that we're not familiar with. All you have to do is write quarter note equals 76 or half note equals 80 or whatever it is, so that we can get a picture in our mind of what you're asking. If it just says medium tempo, that's not enough information. The actual metronome marking is helpful. You want to clearly mark where the introduction is in the music so that I know how much time I'm going to play before you start to sing. If there are any tempo changes, if there's a con la voce moment where we need to slow down together, or if you're going to do a ritardando at the end, or if there's a pause, you need to clearly mark that. And with all of this, I suggest that you use a bold marker, something in red, make it all caps, make it very, very clear where that is happening. Now that you've prepared your music, you need to organize your book. You're going to need 2 binders. Remember, you're going to need a binder for you. This is the binder that has your music that you use for your coachings, for your workshops, for your showcases, anything that you're doing that you need your copy of. The other binder is going to be all of your audition music, very clearly marked into your plastic, glare-free plastic sheets. And you want to have things organized in such a way where your long cuts and your short cuts are in separate sections with tabs. And you're welcome to organize styles by legit, contemporary, pop, rock. You can put them in alphabetical order, as long as everything that you put in there is easy for you to find in a hurry, because you never know when the casting director or the music director, one of those people, is going to want to hear you sing something else. So whatever system you have in play, you need to have it ready to go. And also, don't ever put something in your audition book that you are not ready to sing today. Don't do it, because they will call it and then you'll feel bad. Your audition book is prepared. It looks fantastically great. You want to make sure that you have your headshot in there, maybe a few copies of it in the front that you have ready to go. Also, you can stick your business card in there or your contact information just in case. And now for some more advice that I'm just going to give you. It's unsolicited advice, but I think it's going to be really helpful. The first thing is you want to consult with a professional. Have a professional pianist, a professional music director, somebody who knows what they're doing. You want somebody like me to look at your book and let you know how it is. So if you make a cut, definitely run it by somebody if you're not super confident, to make sure that what you have on the page is indeed good. Our eyes are the ones that you want to see it. We're the ones that are going to be able to tell you if what you've done is going to work musically, if it's marked correctly. Get our eyeballs on it. And if there's anything in your book that you haven't done in a while, it's a good idea to go for regular rehearsals or coachings with a trusted pianist so you can stay fresh with all of this. And then one more thing to consider, ask your coach, your pianist, pay them to record your song accompaniments for you, your 16-bar cuts, your 32-bar cuts, and keep them in your phone in a file so that whenever you need to, you can practice your music. You want to keep the music as fresh as possible so that when you get a last-minute call to show up for something, then you'll feel confident you have something to practice with. I hope this video was helpful for you. It has been a great pleasure of mine to play with some wonderful singers over the years, and it is always fun for me as a voice teacher, as a coach, as an accompanist to get to interface with singers. That's why I'm sharing this information with you. I hope that it is helpful for you to be able to build up your book so that it works for you every single time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up and a comment below. Let me know what you think, and take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. I have tons of great resources on my channel, specifically for singers and for musicians of all styles. I make video content on piano skills for singers, musicianship, rhythm, jazz, improv, all kinds of really great stuff. So you can check it out here. If you want to learn more about my work, you can check out my website, pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com. There you can learn all kinds of information, figure out how to work with me, and learn about a new online resource I have called The Versatile Musician. I hope this helped you to get your audition book in shape, and it's time for you to go out and book that gig. Thanks for watching.